A lot of times I don't do that. Now one time I found that the new valve was plugged up, and later on I realized that there was a big black little plastic, a little piece of black plastic that was up inside the fill valve, and I'm like, where on earth did that come from? And it had to have come down from the gate valve in the wall, and the water pressure, when I turned it back on, it must have loosened that up and tore off and shot up through here and went all the way up in here and got caught up in there. I took that out and the thing worked fine. Okay, so there's ways to do that. Now on this one, I'm deciding not to do any of that because this is 24 years old. Do I really want to clear this out and have other issues down the road when I'm not visiting Mother over at Mother's house and have somebody flush the toilet and have it run and they walked out of the room and this thing runs for 3 hours with it just draining, wasting all that valuable, precious, clean, renewable water in my toilet? Nothing doing. I don't want to do that. So because of that reason, and for that reason only, I'm going to go ahead and replace this rather than trying to go through all the process and thoughts about what could possibly be wrong with this. It's probably something up in here. I could probably replace it with this. So, you know, if the old one is not plugged up, I could actually take the old one out, clean it out, put a little grease on there or something, put it back in, flush the system, work it again. And if this was my house, maybe I would do that. But because I'm not here all the time, I'm probably not going to do that. But I'm giving you different thoughts and processes of what you could do if you're afraid to remove the old one and install this whole thing. You may never have done that before. Well, guess what? I'm making a video that's going to show you how to replace this. So you watch that. This one here is just talking about how to maybe repair the one or unclog the existing one that you have. Okay? So now, if you wanted to remove that, and incidentally, if you get a new one like this, there'll be directions in here that will tell you how to remove that top. And if you don't know that, you better figure it out, because you might think, oh, I'll just take it out, and you try to unscrew it, and you try to unclip it, and you try to get your screwdriver under there, and pretty soon you're wedging it, and you're not paying attention. You could snap something off, or maybe it's bent out of shape to where you think, oh, I just pop it back on, and it's never going to come back together and fit like you took it off, okay? Because that's not how you do it. What you'd have to do, you'd have to raise this up all the way, okay? And then you push down on this, and then you turn it, you back turn it a quarter turn to the left, like you're trying to unscrew it, and then the top will come off. Do you see what I mean? And what you want to do, you don't necessarily want to do that with the water valve on, because then the water is going to shoot straight out the top, right? You'd have to turn the water off first, and then you could do that. And then to take it back, put it back on, you have to do the same thing, because when you don't have any water on it, this arm is going to be facing down. You can't just push down on this and try to turn it, back turn it an eighth of an inch turn without manually lifting this up with one hand, pushing down. You got to lift up, push down on this, turn it. You see what I mean? And then when you put it back on, this has to be lifted up when you put it back on, and it has to be off-centered a little bit as you're putting it on. Then you press down, and then you're going to turn it to the right until you snap it, until you hear it kind of click, and then that will be put back on properly. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so I'm not going to really show you that. Right on this video, I may show you when I take this off. I might make another video of that, or I may attach it to this one. Okay, so that does it for that explanation. And the only other thing is, if you take this apart and you clean it out, and if it's still not running properly and not stopping or squealing or making noises, yes, you can get the new little gasket. This thing here cost what was it? $3.50. $3.48 plus tax. I just got it at Lowe's. Okay, and you could replace that without replacing this entire tree. I call it a fill valve tree. Okay, it's called a toilet fill valve, universal toilet fill valve. This one happens to be from Fluid Master, the 400 series, the 400 model. And you look on this again, and you just look on it, good for 200, 400, and 747 models. So that means they've got 3 different types of fill valves. Yeah. And speaking of that, they've got different ones of just the standard one. This one, it says, see here, it says solution to fix noisy toilets. But they have one exactly like this from Fluid Master that says it's better. It's a better one than this, and it's more quiet than this one, but that was like $21. And then they had another one that was the commercial one, which meant the end of it, instead of being brass or plastic fitting threads, it had a brass little threaded area right there, and they called it a commercial one, and that was $15. Well, I opted for this one here. This is their standard one, and it's their best seller as far as I know. This is the one they used to always have. They used to only have one, okay, from Fluid Master. It was this one, and this one was $9, $8.98. So that's the one I'm going to use to reinstall for that. Hope you learned something.